how to effectively achieve your real estate investment goals in 2020. That's the topic for today's episode, and without further ado, let's dive in. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode. So it is that time of the year where we sit down and we actually look back and consider everything we have done all year long and start planning for what we're about to do for next year. So I created this special episode just to help you achieve your goals, and believe me, you can achieve any goal you set your mind to get, but it's just a matter of how to get there. So let's just dive into the board and explore how you can actually set those goals in a way that is effective, but also in a way that it feels effortless for you to achieve them. So first things first, you need to get your mission clear out. So one thing you always have to consider in your goal setting is your mission. And believe it or not, a lot of people think, oh, I want to be a millionaire, I want to get this, I want money. But you, more than anybody, knows that money is usually not a driver. Yeah, sure, money helps us get a lot of good stuff. It also helps us get a nice lifestyle for not just for us, but also for our loved ones. But let's say, for example, if you do something that you actually hate, how many of you actually hate your job? I will say a lot of you out there, right? So money doesn't become the driver anymore, because yeah, you hate your job, but hey, it's what's giving you money, and it's in a way pushing you to want to wake up every day to, earn that money. And so money is definitely not a driver. It is definitely something that it's value add to your life, but it's definitely not a driver. So you need to set your mission straight from the get-go and get that set up right from the beginning. So once you have that mission figured out, once you know what your mission in life is, or your mission in 2020 is, then you're going to start planning your goals in a way that's going to feed up to that mission, that's going to help you fulfill that mission in life. And the way you're going to set up those goals is that you're going to use an approach that's called SMART, right? So this is what it stands for. So SMART means specific, and then the M means measurable. Then the A stands for achievable. And then the R means it's relevant, because it has to be relevant to your mission. And then the T means that it's just timely, because you have to carve yourself a specific amount of time in order to achieve that. So let's say, for example, I want to be a millionaire. That's not a good goal, because it's so generic, it's so vague, right? What's the definition of a millionaire? Is it someone who has 1 million, or is it someone who has 10 millions? Is it something that has 100 million, right? So you have to define that within yourself, and you need to be able to specify what exactly is what makes up that goal that you have, right? And then it has to be measurable, because you need to be able to measure what makes you feel that you have fulfilled that goal. Meaning, okay, I defined 10 million as the amount for me to become a millionaire, but I so far have achieved 1 million. So does it mean I failed in my goal? So that's what's gonna help you measure, okay, that's what determines my success in that goal. It has to be achievable, right? And again, no one is saying that you cannot be a millionaire, but you have to set yourself a timeline in order to achieve that. Can you make that happen within a year? Do you think you need 2 years, and so on? So it has to be achievable. It has to be realistic in that sense, because it's, it's very easy to say, I want to make 100 million, but can you really go from 0 to 100 million, right? So you need to be able to set that up. It has to be relevant. And again, it has to feed all the way up to your mission, and it has to be timely. Did I achieve that within 2020? Yes or no? So let's say, for example, a good example of a mission is, let's say I want to earn 1 million, right, to help my family move to a better neighborhood, right? That's a goal, right? you have a mission, right? You're helping your family. That's your mission. You want to help your family and you want to move them to a better neighborhood because you want them to have access to a better school and stuff like that and all of that, right? And then your benchmark is that you can only do that by having 1 million, right? But again, you cannot do that overnight. You cannot just jump from 0 and then having 1 million. So the way you're going to make things happen is that now you're gonna take this one goal, which is in essence fitting up to your mission, but then now you're gonna break down that goal into 12 different months, right? So you have this timeline right here, and you have January, and then you have February right here, and then March, and then so on. You're gonna move on all the way to December. So you have December, then you're gonna start defining, right? You're gonna start breaking that goal into chunks and say, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do all the way till December. So let's say, for example, you can start in January by saying, you know what, I'm gonna apply for a couple of credit cards because I want to start using them as down payment for my future real estate investments, right? So you know that in January, you're gonna break down this goal into one step, which is apply for credit cards because that's what's gonna give you access to that down payment. And then once you do that, in January, February, and March, you're gonna start analyzing properties. You're gonna start analyzing properties and see which ones are actually good for you, which actually are good for your family, but also at the same time, good for your real estate investment. So let's assume that you want to set up a timeline and say, you know what, I already have 3 months to do my research, 3 months to build my credit, apply for credit cards, and then by April, I'm ready to close that property. And then I want to close that property. That property could have worth, I don't know, $500,000, whatever the amount is. Then once you have invested in that property, you have it right there. You have your tenants, you place it. That's one goal right there. But then your next goal is perhaps, hey, maybe I should find a job that it's going to help me get there as well. Maybe I need to find a job that pays me better and also gives me better benefits so that I could, you know, put my family under that same umbrella of good benefits and everyone start having that good life that I want to achieve. So then you're going to set yourself a smaller sub goal, a smaller goal that says, you know what, by June, I will have a much better job, that it's going to increase my net worth, that it's going to allow me the opportunity to borrow even more money for my future real estate investment, right? So you got your first property by April, and then by June, you got yourself a nice job, and then you start planning and breaking down everything all the way you hit the month of December. And this is how you actually track the progress of how you can be successful in achieving your goals, right? So you have the main goal up here, up top, the umbrella, and then under each main goal, you're gonna have smaller steps, right? There's a saying that goes, incremental change is better than ambitious failure. And that's what you're gonna try to do here, right? You have your main mission, you have your main goal in life, in real estate, whatever is it that you're trying to achieve. And what you're gonna do, you're just gonna have little steps right here that's gonna break it down. And you are one step closer to that goal. Rather than jump from here to here, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna eliminate one obstacle, you're gonna eliminate one step. And now, as opposed to having 12 steps remaining, now you have 11. And then once you've done whatever is it that you had to do in February, then that means you have 10 months remaining to becoming a millionaire. And then 9, 8, 7, and so on, all the way until you hit that final step that's gonna land you to this $1 million goal or that $1 million brand that you want to get and help your family as well. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully you liked the video. Do not forget to hit the like button if you did, and let me know what your thoughts are. So until then, I will see you guys next time, and I'll see you next year. Take care. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.